It was a graduation, but I was like, whoa!
Oh shit!
Hey, welcome to the Ordinals Are Dead show. Yes, Ordinal Grandpa's back.
We're dead again. Runes are dead. Ordinals are dead. Bitcoin is dead.
Bitcoin is dead. Fuck Bitcoin, dude. Anyway, welcome to the Solana show, the Salonga show, the Salami and Cheese show.
Fuck Solana too. So sorry, you're asking me like what I was doing on my phone right now.
First of all, what are you doing on your phone right now?
Were you looking
so
at
you know how
pumps,
there's a whole like
etc.?
celebrity meta right now. Anyways, so one of my friends in the Soul Space was like, yeah, this porn star is gonna like squirt live on a space. So I was like, oh my god, that's so bullish for a coin. And I bought it and I'm up, but like she was supposed to do it 30 minutes ago and she hasn't started yet. So I'm like, bro, we're getting blue balled. But
Is she doing a space while you're doing this?
oh, she's supposed to, but like she hasn't. Like I got logged out of Photon on my phone anyways. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Trojan still does limit and buy orders. You can do those.
Okay. Well,
But enough about Salongo and cheese, because the trading really is going on ETH, especially if you're doing shit coins. But back to Ordinals Are Dead, man. Good to be back. I miss the camera. I miss the 5 people that watch this show. You five are like our
What's
best.
up, Swag?
What's up, Swag?
Shit.
Swag, we're dead again. Swag is never dead. Swag spelled
Birds aren't
bassword
real.
is gauze, baby. Get that gauze pad out.
Gauze.
I have no idea what I'm saying. But listen, how you guys been doing, man? What were the last? I didn't even get to watch the last shows, but I saw bits and pieces of it. You guys look fire. There was a girl on it. I think we know her. Her name is Jen. But what's been going on with you guys?
I actually missed that one. I think we both missed that one.
We're both in Lisbon.
You go first.
Oh, dude. Honestly, just been grinding out hard, working on some new projects with Orange Cube, trying to get some stuff set up and whatnot, and paying attention to all this crazy, like you said, celeb meta that's been playing out. Did you guys see the Iggy Azalea picture with Jim Cramer?
Yes.
Yeah, no, at the New York Stock Exchange, I was like, okay, that's kind of big.
So how do we? Look, we're gonna sidewind this thing. How do we feel about that? Look, she just went from this to that. It's not like she can't walk into possibly any fucking high office and take a picture with people because she already has a name. She already has some kind of credibility. She already has runway. But there was bullish and bearish vibes on that picture.
I think it's hilarious.
I think as a standard, anybody that's in the DGen world understands that Jim Cramer is literally a top signal, right? So I don't know if it was genius marketing on the behalf of her team where it was like, oh, okay, this will get people talking, and that could also draw attention to the, mother coin or whatever. But I thought it was well played. I thought it was interesting.
Dude, I thought it was well played. I think it's based. I was very against celebs coming in. Even when Iggy first came in, all my friends were fighting me against them. I'm like, bro, I PTSD. I just don't trust celebs. I think the way Iggy's doing it is right, but I also think first is first applies. You're if another celeb tries copying and pasting it, it's gonna get tiring, and it's oh, you guys clearly know the fucking recipe now. We do have a lot of top signals. I know Lil Pump just got Solana tattooed on his forehead. You saw the tattoo on the forehead.
But somebody said, I think Liz,
it's not the top.
Liz Mejia, Liz Mejia said that it looks fake, doesn't look real.
What's up, Rocky? What doesn't look real?
The tattoo.
I mean, it's
the
a
Lil Pump
stencil.
tattoo?
What he definitely took a picture of was a stencil on his head. That was not an actual tattoo. You could tell.
Okay, so it wasn't a real tattoo.
I don't think so. It could be.
No,
but it literally looked like the tattoo blue kind of ink that they do for the stencil. And maybe he was showing that he was planning on getting.
So
is
it bearish that you can't do the real thing, but you're doing it for the spirit of the tweet, or is it bullish?
Fuck, whatever gives us more attention for the masses. I'm cool with everything. Everyone's top signal left and right, but I'm that was last cycle's top signal. And we're past that. So I think we still go higher. We nuked today. So maybe this is our punishment.
Here's the question. We got the celebs we got. Can we do better?
We can do way better.
Absolutely,
we can do way
100%.
better. But speaking of, so Solana has celebs, ETH has celebs, Runes are dead, but Ghostface Killer from Wu-Tang Clan came in Runes, and they have a For the Children rune going on. What do you guys feel about that?
Well, there was a big mess yesterday. I was fine with it because I had bought, Skrilla was fucking with Ghostface, and they did a drop, and it was pennies.
Yeah, it was
and
a free mint,
I collected several of those, and I just was like,
was that from a while back?
It was a month or 2 months ago.
I want to say it was pre-halving, and they basically they launched it towards the end of the pre-halving kind of situation.
It was open for 5 days or a week.
Yeah, it was open for a long time.
And I can't believe it wasn't even sold out at the free claim that it was based on Killa, but more so, I always want to get a Skrilla piece, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of set it and forget it. And then yesterday there was an Ordinal show space with Leo and Trevor's space and stuff, and they were breaking down the math of the fees that Ordinal Genesis does, who are the same platform that did Titanium Cheeto. Now,
I thought Titanium Cheeto was done by
BRC
420.
But I think it somehow the mint was done through.
There was a claim. So Decentralized, one of the like Puppet OG, fucking love that guy. Like he created like a handful of tokens surrounding this, Whirly Peas thing that he essentially released.
Yes.
And that was one of the claims for that. So it was Titanium Cheetos. So like not to be confused with Titanium Cheeto, which is
the BRC 420.
Yeah, like
so there's another Titanium Cheeto.
Yeah, it's a rune. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a rune.
Okay, that's good clarification.
So Leo was doing the math. Hey, Leo, what's up? Leo was doing the math, and he was just like speculating. We were all speculating. The conversation turned around this, and they were like, "Wait a minute, this company." And you knew when you were minting this thing, claiming this thing was $40, $35, $40, $30 to $40, and they were breaking it down like, "Oh, that company or that site makes $1 to $1.5 million." Then eventually Decentralized came up and he was fucking mad as shit because he's listening to this. But
he's mad at the launch pad, or he's mad at the space?
He's mad at the
Who's he mad at?
He's mad at the speculation of the space.
Of them taking fees.
Of doing the math and getting it wrong. But he was coming out with saying like, I'm talking to the dev, and meanwhile breaking news that the dev had part of those funds stolen, absconded with by another dev on the team. And so he wasn't really supposed to say that because he was just so mad that he wanted to siphon off this fucking this space right now. I mean, he was mad as hell. He had to be muted in so much, but it was a very tantalizing space to listen to. And then we, eventually we had a call, and then Ordinal Genesis got up, and I asked Trevor to DM me. I said, "What's the?"
Genesis spoke on the space.
Genesis,
what did they say?
I just asked Trevor to DM me the TDLR after I had to get off the space because we had a call, and they were just breaking down like, here's where the fees go. But other than that, I think, how much is it wrong for these guys to take any fees at all? And when is it okay to them to take fees? And what's a good price to be able to make some money?
I mean, how many fees? How much profit are they making raw after fees? After all,
Decentralized said it was about 600,000
for just the launch pad.
Yeah, but he said the dev himself would be making 200,000. But as a launch pad, I think 600,000. The dev would make 200,000, and I think half of that was. And I'm sorry, Decentralized, don't yell at me. I'm probably getting it wrong too. Is that it was a lot less than what Leo was saying, and so we were just getting it down to that. And Farmer Joe came up. He was like the voice of reason. He had a calm voice, and he was kind of breaking it down as well. But I guess what's everybody so mad about? Because Leo was like, this is like ICO kind of related stuff, and I know
they have a super anti-ICO, no token sales type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I don't see anything wrong with fees. I think as long as everything's super transparent, I think the problem was everything wasn't super transparent until they talked about it. I don't know about making $600K profit off of one claim, especially if as a launch pad, they're supposed to do multiple claims. I don't know. I guess it depends. I guess no big deal if the service works and people get to claim a rune for $40 and then sell it for a couple $100 on secondary. Why are people complaining?
People are so used to getting free shit. I think at the end of the
spoiled.
day,
We got airdrop.
Right?
Oh my God, it's airdrop season. The market's dead. Everyone's spoiled.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's as we see more people enter the market, we're gonna see people taking profits, right? So I mean, or they're gonna try to get some sort of profit for what they're doing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? There's a lot of work that goes into this, so
there is, but it's a centralized platform is what the discussion was versus. Other people were offering help, like Bunzi was up there saying, "Hey, look, we can pause mint kind of thing." I mean, that's I understand the help, but when's it is it a question of it's decentralized? Is it a question of it's too much money, or is it a question of how much money they're allowed to make? I made the point like this: I've never charged for a mint yet, right? And when I do, it's going to be warranted, but it's the right time. But I said also, I believe in free meta because we're all building something out of nothing. You don't have a company yet, and you're asking people to pay for it. I get it. You want to build stuff, but it's different than Web 2. Like if you have the money to build a restaurant, you got to hold that place for at least 6 months to a year. You got to go through the red tape of the city that you have it in. Not to mention get the equipment to get it running and the food to deliver. And you're a business, so then you can charge money because you've already set up that business. But in NFT world, there's no real companies yet, at least from the outset.
None of us are real companies. I don't know. I take that space where it's like I kind of see it as a way of like maybe it's not even a raise. It's kind of like Kickstarter, you know? It's like that's like the actual like when you're launching an NFT project. The way I will be seeing it is like a Kickstarter. Is like no one actually knows if you're gonna do something. Yeah. But you're kind of just saying you are, and people are like, oh, I think that could run. I'll give them some money, and it's like a Kickstarter. I think I brought up this discussion on a space with Big God, and we were talking about VCs, and it's like you could either take, because like I don't take VC money. I don't like feel comfortable kind of like being a slave to VCs. But in terms of like you could raise money through VC efforts, or you could raise money through the Kickstarter community efforts.
Did you say?
I think that's an interesting point, right?
Did you say? I'm sorry. Did you say Grift Starter? I think that would be a great site.
Grift Starter.
Grift Starter.
Oh, so our entire space.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're already in Grift Starters. But you said it's interesting, or what?
Yeah, no, I think that's an interesting point, right? Because like everybody wants this to be decentralized, right? And they don't want like big money to come in and like, you know, muck up the joint. So it's like, what's wrong with then allocating funds to people that you believe in, as opposed to having to pander to a VC to kind of like get things up and running off the ground, right?
Yeah, so like you could either make a VC who's already rich, more rich, or you could make someone who believed in you also rich.
Yeah, I think
like I like the people effort more. Also, we got comments that I think are funny. Vegan said, if they buy themselves Gucci flip-flops, I'm not down. If they spend it on V-Bucks and soup, I'm cool. And Swag needs V-Bucks. Hopefully we could do a fundraising for Swag so we can get more V-Bucks, because I also need V-Bucks. And Beacon said Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Oh, speaking of that I thought was like interesting when it came to people like butting for the fees and everything. So like Ghostface Killer made a tweet where he was like, I don't know anything that goes on with the fees. And it's like, how do you not know what's going on with the platform that like you're launching on? Like I feels like that should be at least like the basis of discussion that you talk about. But like I don't know.
There's a kind of some weird things like, you know, Kook called him out. I mean, you know, take it from what you can. Kook called him out, says that, you know, he said it on a space too. It's like he DM'd me to like try to pump his coin.
That's why like I know the tokenomics.
And he declined on that. And then, you know, Ghostface, you know, came at him with the N-word stuff, and it just seemed like a lot going on. But I know that Ghostface has been in the space for a very long time, and besides Ordinals, he's been in the space for a very long time. I understand he's a little shy to get on some spaces, because especially the Ordinal space, because he doesn't want to feel dumb. I mean, that's a natural human emotion. Nobody wants to feel dumb when they're asking a question. But, you know, how's the mint going? Right, like
I think it's at 40% claim right now.
And we're not talking about like what's good about it. And do we want to scare this possible celeb who is not titties and ass and is not fighting Andrew Tate in this space? Like, do we want to?
We do need more. I think we need entertaining celebs in this space. So, like, wrap up the Wu-Tang thing. So go on to like other ruins. Bullish or bearish? Did you claim or did you not claim?
I claimed. I also got like I got like 14 million. Like,
did you claim?
Yeah, I definitely claimed.
Okay, I also claimed.
One real quick thing with the Wu-Tang stuff. I know Wu-Tang for the children is like a typical like phrase that was used throughout like Wu-Tang discography and whatnot. But like I do find it interesting that like FaZe Clan did a For the Kids token.
And how'd that do?
It was a total rug. Yeah, it was a total rug. And so I'm like, you know, Ghostface, it's like, dude, maybe you should have talked to your marketing people, anybody helping you behind the scenes, you know, to kind of like, you know, steer you in a different direction. But it's whatever, man. Yeah, I claimed. It's not necessarily that I'm like bullish for it, but it's just like, why wouldn't you? It's a free airdrop.
Cool. I hope people who make money on this chain, whether it's the Launchpad or the people themselves, actually donate to a children's charity, so it's actually for the children.
Absolutely.
Cool. Billion dollar meow.
$1 billion cat. And just like other runes, I think like what are 3 runes that you kind of like? I'm not gonna show Wanko or Epic, but
we're gonna.
When it comes to, I want to showcase other runes because like I do like the growth of the community. I have like 3 picks that I'm fucking with right now. One is $1 billion cat, Psycho Hamster, and Mr. Yen. What about you guys?
I like the fight that's going, the little fun fight that's going on between Psycho Hamsters and Piggies, the Piggy Wiggies or whatever they are.
Oh, is that the one where they like pig you and they put the nose on you?
Dude, they are like charmingly annoying as hell. And they're just have sense of humor, and they will just keep coming at you until you want to get pigged and stuff like that. And the fact that Ordlord, my partner from Ordinals, like I just follow his trades. You know, like we've been trading together for a long time, and thank you. Just
Piggy and Billy drama.
and there is a Billy. Yeah, there's that too. That's right, Jen. So I like Piggy. I like $1 Billion Cat for sure. Cook the mempool without a doubt.
Do we think that's gonna actually cook? Because I'm like looking at it. I think it has one more day until it mints out. It's giving me SATs PTSD from BRC20, where it was a really big mint. It lasted a long time, and it ended up being like a mega cook. And I'm like, I don't know.
Well,
like,
it's a
but
distribution.
SATs was accepted by Unisat as like gas fees or whatever Ponzi they did. And like Cook the mempool was just a ruin.
It's the distribution that's like most bullish for people, I think. At the end of the day,
we're not fading. When I say royal I'm not fading
the royal
Rune Dev at all. Everything's been going well. It's not even like memeable.
Talking about Arsic?
Arsic, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just.
They made a post. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. What else is there? Fuck. Oh, dude, Age of Aquarius. That shit cooked like hell.
Yeah.
Wait, did we talk about that last show, or this is
we
new?
did touch on it a little bit, but like I think it was just kind of like.
I love where Aaron's head's at this, and I like old girlfriend not from her, but like old girlfriend vibes came up from the past. You know, I had several girlfriends that were just into astrology, and by virtue of osmosis, I learned a lot about astrology. My daughter is like reads charts and shit like that. She lives next door, so
do you find it valid?
I do find it validating in a way. What do you mean valid? Like astrology?
Like, does it make sense? Like, are there things said in terms of research that your daughter does, or other things from astrology that actually make sense to you?
If you read, I mean, I don't want to be clowned here. I don't give a shit. But if you
if
you read the birthday book, dude, and go to your page and read it, I'll snapshot it for you and send it to you for free. Who cares? It's just an image. You'll be like, maybe because you're poised to like wanting to hear about yourself and receive that information, it is very accurate, and that's just your birthday, right? That isn't actually your chart and stuff like that.
Do you trade off the stars?
Jen's not, but
dude, that's a thing.
Jen is not even joking around here.
Dude, listen, some of the best traders I know actually trade off of like significant astrological events and other things like that.
And they're good.
They're really
that's
fucking
another
good,
way. That's another way of looking at it macro. Like you actually, it's like further than macro, zooming out. Like you're zooming out to far out, like far out in the galaxy. But
yeah, look, Owl Kim, he said people who trade off the stars tend to win hard in my experience.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
but then Jen said Marin is always wrong. See, I'm actually really interested when it comes to like this topic in specific, and like I guess it's funny related to Age of Aquarius.
So
but there was this girl I was talking to,
yeah.
There's this girl I was talking to like 2 years ago. And this is dangerous, apparently, is what I was told. So, like, never do this. Apparently, I'm ran through for this. But I gave her all the information she needed. She was, like, a close friend. But I gave her all the information she needed to, like, fully read my chart in terms of, like, all my houses, my rising, my moon, whatever. Like, everything. Like, literally
your houses?
in-depth astrological thing based on my birth time, birth date, birthplace, position on the earth, geopolitical things, everything going on. She did, like, deep research for days and came back to me with a Google Docs about, like, everything. And I was, like, reading, so I never actually like really like deeply read through it. I was just like, bro, she just made me a 20-page paper on my astrology stuff. Like I'm not gonna look at that right now. But then I look back at it like 6 months ago, and I was like, actually, I read every single bit, and it was like frighteningly accurate to me today. I was like reading it, and I was like, bro, this is mad fucking specific. So, like, this is way too specific.
So the question is, do you find it valid?
I think that was pretty valid. I think the docs was valid. I don't know.
I mean, there's a world and an ideology that all of this has been mapped out for us.
See, I don't like the things where it's like, oh, your fate's been determined for you. But like, this is to go not too off topic.
It's whether you believe it or not. It's not that it can be true. Is the idea is like trust nothing, be open to everything. Like be open to the ideas of it possibly happening.
I think that's a good way to go about doing it for sure.
So, but like, dude, if you don't think the government is like has hired hands to trade off the cosmos and to plan like quarterly like dumps, like to nuke the market, like you're out of your mind.
Well, it's like whether it's actually the fate of the stars that manipulate, this price action, or whether it's just a collective consciousness where we've all agreed that, like, oh yeah, the Ides of March is obviously a fairly foreboding time of year, right?
Ooh.
And like you almost
wait, that's good psyops. Like, does it actually, or did we all gaslight ourselves? But isn't it the same thing at the end of the day? Does it matter which one it is if it works?
It doesn't matter.
Ooh, so that makes sense.
Talk about a Caesar salad. So let's get back to Age of Aquarius and like
back to runes in general.
Yeah.
Oh, so like I brought up the first three I mentioned. So I brought up Huh? What
He
happened?
just rolled over me.
I'm so sorry. No, you go.
I
You go.
just
You
want to
go.
say the importance of that rune to me is because I know that she's et tu Brutus is that she's really deep in astrology, and we are in the age of Aquarius. And we are in a forced consciousness, like with social media and like independent little fucking TikTok reporters that you can't shut up. Right? You thank them that they're there, and maybe thank them that they're not there, but they're doing it. They'll probably close down that app, but they'll start another one. And blockchain technology itself, like peer-to-peer trading, public stuff, like this is the behavior that we're moving towards, and that's the fight that we have.
You said something interesting. So I read something. I'm reading this conscious book. Shout out Owl. But I'm reading this book about consciousness, and it brought up something interesting. And this was like also off topic from the book, but it was talking about how when a system gets so intricate and so complex on like a mass scale level, like the internet, like does the internet itself become its own? What are you doing? Its own consciousness.
I'm trying to catch
Trying to
that.
hold the sun.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch that.
You got it.
Anyway, sorry, buddy.
Also, your shoes are dang.
Oh,
No, but
thanks,
I was saying you just brought something up about like the internet being a collective consciousness, and it's like, can the internet itself be one giant fucking consciousness? Since all of humanity is on it, everyone gets persuaded by it, everyone contributes to it, everyone takes from it. Kind of becomes like this own beast in its sense. That's what you were saying.
AI is the collective consciousness at that point, then, right? Because it's like literally brought in all data points that it's just harvesting that shit.
Owl's jumping on you.
Absolutely
say?
not, cause common sense. Absolutely not. What? There is no common sense. I don't have common sense.
Common sense isn't so common.
Doesn't
Old
mean
proverb.
it's conscious. See, my AI will argue against that in a later date when they
Yeah.
are fully alive.
Give it a couple
and
months.
sentient. Give me like 3 months at least.
Yeah.
Speaking of, everything's been like advancing. But in terms of like the runes, I wanted to just like bring up. I really like. So okay.
Age of Aquarius cooked. That's all I want to say. It fucking cooked in 12 hours. Like if you minted that, you made money in 12 hours. Like a lot of money. Yes.
Yeah, Jen says I don't have critical thinking. I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I can't think. I don't think you're right because I can't think, but you may be right. In terms of runes, so as you said Age of Aquarius was a cook. We also had other cooks, and I kind of wanted to like highlight why I think they're cooks.
Go ahead.
So Billy started just running everywhere, all over my feed. Also, disclaimer, I actually don't own any of these bags. I literally only own Wanko, Manko, and Epic, and any profits I make from Solana, I buy more Wanko. But in terms of like those 3 projects, first, I find it very interesting, one, how easy it is to manipulate market caps and runes. Like, it's stupid easy to manipulate market caps and runes when it goes.
Talk to us, baby.
Because it's like, it just takes the supply and the lowest price on the market listing, and if there is some volume, it's considered like a real rune project. So there are random-ass runes running up. But there's actually, there are multiple runes that cooked. I know there was Bank. I know there's Billy. And then I am fucking with Psycho. I am fucking with Mr. Yen. Bank is interesting.
Stablecoin.
Bank of Nakamoto.
You talking about the Nakamoto dollar?
Yes, I'm talking about the Nakamoto. Yes, I understand. I understand. Because he said, I understand. Okay, I was on the space. I heard Jack Lee talk about everything.
Yeah.
I just find it hilarious that it's like getting this stablecoin vibe. And like, I don't know how stablecoins run. Like, this is just like my kind of like raw dog interpretation of it. But I was involved in Ohm on ETH back then, and if you guys are familiar, are you guys familiar with Ohm?
Yeah,
dude.
You have Ohm? It just feels like Ohm on Bitcoin. Like, bro, you go on the site and it says 500% APR, and I look at that, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems good, but like Ponzi's run hard, and a Bitcoin Ponzi seems like it could run really hard until it doesn't. Which is like every Ponzi.
I mean, it's just all about timing of entry and exit when it comes to Ponzi's. But like for the most part, almost everything is a Ponzi, right?
I mean, what do
So
you
it's
feel
like-
about Bank?
Honestly, I haven't looked into it enough.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but like anything that's offering you 500% APY is definitely gonna fucking collapse at some point. They can't just be printing money out of thin air crazy. Like
Yeah,
that.
I
Sustainably,
bought some just to trade some.
Yeah.
Instead of getting. I don't want to get into another Ohm.
See, but like I just brought up Bank because within one day, like when I first saw it, it was at $150 million market cap. I guess it's also interesting seeing kind of how information flows to this space. But Bank was at a $100 million, $150 market cap like 2 days ago. And then Farmer Joe ran up a space, and it was just like runes are dead, and then it basically just turned into a Bank show by people speaking, and like Jack Leo hopped on. Apparently he's not a founder, and then accidentally leaked that he was a founder with it. But I think it was really interesting. Them talking about the Ponzi, and then 2 days after that space, or like a day after that space, it ran from 150 mil to 350 mil. And that's pretty significant. That's like a 2x, and it had some volume.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You said it's obviously engineered.
I don't know. I don't know if it's engineered. I'm just saying Ponzi's run hard, but like with the runes being dead, I'm really skeptical on all the volume going on.
Yeah.
Like how are we active? Because like we all look dumb again. Everything's dead.
Yeah, we do look. It's very. There
was 1 week where we looked really smart, and that was fantastic.
You think people are clowning ordinals and runes right now?
Yeah.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like we're not going to see serious liquidity enter into runes until we can actually get some sort of updates, liquidity pools, a number of other different things that we need to essentially make these more liquid, right? And until that happens, you're early, which is not a bad thing, right? Because historically speaking, when it comes to emerging tech, if you find something that has extremely high friction, and you go there and you place yourself at that point of friction,
position yourself,
you're going to make a lot of fucking money, man. You're going to make some serious life-changing money. So the fact that these aren't very liquid currently right now, but they could become more liquid when we get swaps, liquidity pools, you have it.
I mean, what's your opinion about when we get, because like we haven't seen, I think one thing with BRC20 is like truly everyone's like, oh, it's decentralized, but bro, like when we got a centralized exchange listing that was a massive sex, like Binance, like bro, the market blew up.
Yeah.
Like that was a lot of external liquidity that never would have touched Ordinals or BRC20 otherwise, that came in making Ordinal native people rich from external liquidity and just kind of like blew up the entire market.
Yeah. And like, I mean, there was like at that point, it's like what you had atomicals and whatnot. That was like a thing that was being built on, Bitcoin's blockchain. But BRC20s was pretty much the only shitcoin protocol until as of recently. Now we have runes, right? So I don't know, man. Like, it was easier to run those. The transacting on those through the current block size that we're transacting on. But like now that we have multiple protocols that are trying to bring in tons of liquidity, I mean, essentially like you see a lot of fucking money running into these things until the mempool just cooks, literally cooks.
And then it just like prevents trading
and then it
in
just
general.
stops. Yeah. I mean, literally we had one incident that's OKX coming out and literally consolidating a lot of their UTXOs, which is funny because like, the day before that, I was trying to consolidate all my UTXOs from the Orange Cube release so I could like pay people and whatnot. But like they ended up cooking the fucking mempool, and all it took was that to just impede and put it like blow to the entire momentum.
You might as well have turned off the power grid.
Absolutely.
That day, and I was gonna make a post like the two biggest enemies in history. I think would be like Hitler and OKX that day, like that day. Sorry OKX. I think I have some friends over there. It's just a joke. Relax. But like the Donald Trump ticker. Are you guys looking at that rune? Because I want to get into Donald Trump for a second, because I was on a space the other day and it was I was just surfing around and I was like, what are these Trump Tuesdays about? I want to go in there and see what's up.
Wait, there's a rune space, or there's a rune called the Donald Trump, and they do Trump Tuesdays.
No, no.
It was just a normal Trump Tuesday.
Trump Tuesdays,
unrelated
but there
to
is
runes.
a Donald Trump coin, and that Donald is actually paying attention to this community, and they weren't.
What's this community?
The
Trump Tuesday?
The community of the Trumpers that are doing this space every Tuesday. He's paying attention. Like the conversation is that he wasn't so much into crypto years ago, but now he wants to be the crypto president. Right. Like in essence, like he wants.
He was like shit talking Bitcoin. And all of a sudden, he was Bitcoin.
He wants to have sweat houses here, with Chinese workers only printing.
All the Bitcoin must be made in the United States from here on
with Chinese young workers.
I think he's wise to the fact that like our current economic situation right now in the U.S. is literally fucking wrecked. I mean, globally, the economic situation is like pretty dire, right? And so when dire situations happen, rampant inflation happens to a certain currency. People have to go outside their normal risk curve to essentially like outpace inflation, right? And what's the best way to do that? Well, not best way, but like what's the most popular way to do that? We tried the stock market, but then obviously all the powers that be halt, GameStop and everything whenever it like runs up 10%. But the only way to like really kind of get outside of those dimensions that are controlled by the man or whatever the fuck you want to call it is to operate within cryptocurrency. He sees that, and he's gonna tap into it. And obviously, we see freaking Biden trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. So to me, that's the kind of celeb status that I would be looking for. The other stuff is kind of like Jerry Springer stuff. Not that I think Trump could be on Jerry Springer.
If Ryan Reynolds dropped the Rune, I would fold.
No, but could you imagine if? I mean, what does it cost you? Besides time to be on your phone on a space, could you imagine Donald Trump coming to our just general spaces, not on a daily basis, but often, and just kind of talking to us unadulterated, like how Tucker Carlson came after Fox News and was on a 3 million person space. He goes, "This is fucking cool," and he's
There's a Twitter space with 5 million people in it.
There was with Tucker Carlson. There was one with 3 million people in it a few
really?
months ago.
Dude, how the fuck did that happen? Because we be getting glitches at 300 people in a space.
There was 3 million people in it, and he couldn't believe it. It
No.
was unadulterated.
That's
and
wild.
I mean, there are celebs, and then there's other types of celebs. And I think the idea of being a celeb is have your career and shit like that. Come over here, but get in our spaces. Don't throw your weight around there. Just talk to us and debate and sharpen our tools like we're already doing. That's the kind of onboarding I'd like to see. I don't care if you want to fight this guy and that guy in a boxing ring for
You
entertainment.
mean you don't like the onboarding where celebrities and porn stars just post their ass and the meme coin market cap goes up?
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's hating on that.
A little bit.
Is that not mass onboarding?
No, it is. I'm not
That
saying
is.
it's
Don't you want to
not.
onboard all the horny 13-year-olds?
I'm saying that we can pad it with other types of
No,
celebs.
I know.
Yeah.
And I also don't want 13-year-olds to get their allowance money rugged by Iggy Azalea, right?
13
Yeah, they should get it rugged by runes. I agree.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing.
I mean, 13-year-olds can enter the Twitter app, and there is a section of the Twitter that is the Twitter.
I mean, I got into
There's
I
a
got
section
into crypto when I was 13.
But
Really?
there's a section even before Elon took over. There's a whole porn section in Twitter, a real porn, active.
Wait, it's porn actually because I saw some
There
update
is
posts where it's allowed now.
There is fornication, coital
Yeah.
relations,
Yep.
graphic on Twitter.
Fornication, coital relation.
Coital, sex. There's sex.
Oh.
There's sex, not
I'm a child.
Not
Don't say that.
not Skinemax. You're a child.
No,
Not
actual
Skinemax.
actual porn.
I'm talking about like hardcore. Dude, my neighbor is a porn star. And
Really?
I just realized that she's on Twitter. She's a porn star.
Okay, I thought you have more to
I'm
say.
not mad.
Are you
No,
gonna end on that note?
No. On that note, the internet was made for porn. Even Avenue Q, the famous musical, by
Begin
Oh, wait,
Trans-
wait, so what do you
What's
think of
her
the Donald Trump rune? I think that was the
What's
initial
her-
thing you brought up.
It's ex Bella Blue.
Oh God.
That-
Yeah.
what's her-
She's gonna kill me.
Dude.
Nah, she wants to
Shouts
fucking.
out to
She wants
Bella.
you to go to her link tree, baby. Her stink tree. That sounds really weird.
Okay, what do you think of the Donald Trump rune? So okay, you brought up the
No,
Trumper space.
So I'm just thinking like it's. I think that's good meta. I'm not buying it. But I'm just curious, how will this play out if he becomes president? If he doesn't become president, where are we at with crypto presidents?
Yeah, Jen's scolding you. Don't read it out loud. Accept the scolding.
OPSEC, man.
Yeah.
OPSEC, Troy.
Oh my God, no.
OPSEC.
She don't dox your neighbor. Nobody knows where
You
I
dox
live.
your neighbor, you dox yourself.
Troy doesn't even live here. Okay, so anyways, you're
When I
saying
say
about
neighbor, I could be 3 blocks, 16 blocks. You don't know, girl. She's always trying to help me out.
you're saying.
Can you spell Bella?
I mean, when it comes. God.
That's like if somebody wanted to ask me if Jen could teach, I would tell her to go find her handle. That is that, right? That's not the same thing.
Wait, are we getting rated by? So I saw that we were getting rated by Shogunai or Piggy. I was gonna make a comment. I was like, which one?
Oink,
which one do I
oink.
buy though?
Yeah.
Let me
All
know.
right.
Give me financial advice in chat because you guys won't get targeted by.
All right.
Gary
We love the
Gensler.
piggies. We love the piggies.
Also, all runes are a commodity, anyways. Well, assuming FIT 21 gets passed, and I feel like that'll get it needs to be passed before the elections. No.
I mean, that would be the idea. That would be the best move for them.
That's what makes the most sense.
I mean, that really what they're like I said. What Biden's trying to do is he's trying to counteract. Him tapping into essentially that desperate. What is it people our age that are looking to make some money, man. That are just kind of down on their luck and fucked because inflation has done them in, right? So
I am starting to see when it comes to just my generation and my side of the internet and Zoomers and all of that, there are more there's so much I see a lot of TikToks like blow up, like get a lot of attention, whereas basically like people breaking down or freaking out. It's like, dude, I just fucking graduated and I got nothing. Like there's nothing. Like I'm in debt. I have to like, there's no career. Like no one's accepted me. I've applied to like 30 jobs or like whatever. And like, I'm not getting accepted for anything. It's like a repeated thing. And it's like, I've been seeing these TikToks pop up for like the last year and a half. And it's like, bro, like things also look gloomy from here. But then I'm also seeing recently like some TikToks that are educating people in the crypto space. And it's like a lot of people are scarred from last cycle and like last PTSD. But a lot more people, like again, my generation, are on the news, on Reddit, see the people trending. Like there was a TikTok that blew up showing that Roaring Kitty was almost up $1 billion from the GameStop thing, and everyone in the comments was like, "What the fuck? GameStop's still going on?" And then like it ignited a spark to like cause a lot of them to go research. And then they start seeing that, oh, Bitcoin's back to all-time high. All the crypto spaces are blowing up again. Like this is literal opportune time for people to start like coming in. That's why I don't think we're top cycling. Like last year when we had celebrities coming in and everything going on, we were also the #1 app on the App Store. Every normie was like, bro, I'm up like 200, 300%. And you're like, maybe this might be the top. Everyone's a little up, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, we're probably not loud enough. I mean, is Jim Cramer loud enough? Like, he's loud personally as a speaker, but I'm saying like he's not. Like I feel
thought we didn't like Jim Cramer.
I feel like this is Jim Cramer. Iggy was just stepping on him to get to like she can just climb. First of all, she's a beautiful woman, right? So to speak, right? So women get shit done based on sight alone. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to hear some arguments here.
I only watch hobby horse TikTok. There's no way that's a real sport, bro. There is no way that's a real. I saw. There was another TikTok I saw. So that TikTok was actually in between the TikToks between my generation complaining and also learning. People were clowning this girl because she was breathing hella hard and was like, bro, like y'all underestimate hobby horsing. And people in the comments were roasting her for hobby horsing. I'm like.
I mean, ultimately, dude, somebody needs to just etch a hobby horse coin, right? Hobby horse runes.
Chad's asking for the next. Hey, we miss you, Chad. Chad's in.
Yeah, look at him keeping us in check. Look at him keeping us in check. What's the next
Chad's not here this week.
Ordinals update.
Ordinals update, baby. So Chad has a project coming out. It's beautiful artworks that he's been drawing with his left foot.
Nice.
So Ordinals update. What's going on in Ordinals, man? There's some projects that aren't minting out. Is it? There's projects that are. There's projects that are coming out that haven't minted yet. What are we bullish on, and why is it so stagnant? And how are they building? And do we even care?
So, do you want to like go through the list?
Yeah, let's go through the list.
There was this Twitter post basically that someone wrote where it's like, oh, these are the upcoming mints that are like coming out for Ordinals. I saw one of them was Bravocados, which I believe is ZK Shark's shroom project inscribed under his avocado shroom. I know that there is Mutable Trees, which is an art project by Chip and Ordinal Miners. He is the Chad who etched rune #2 for Decentralized. And then we got Aiko Desho's running up their Chibi collection. I think that's also coming soon. We also have Primal Nomad, which is an interesting rune project.
Yeah, it's a rune project.
But I fuck with Primal Nomad because it comes from people who were also here day one.
They're day one, but I also love the Unga Bunga.
I do like the
when they do like an animated GIF honorary, and they do
their honorary that they made me was fire. That's the only reason I'm like,
their honorary. So bravo to that. I just like that. I like the commitment to a character.
I like the attention to detail.
Yeah,
that they had. And
I like the Auburn kind of like burnt sienna kind of art. It's kind of like just like white and burnt sienna color. But other than that, I don't know much about it. But I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm glad they honoraried me. For no other good reason. But yeah, the Bitcoin Bravocados, are all OMBs getting airdropped that? Are there like 1,500 of these, 1,000 of them?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Are we vying for attention?
Do you know how the stock?
No, not at all. Just hearing about this actually just the other day when we did our little, pre-show meeting. But yeah, I don't know shit about the Bravocados.
Rosenbaum, can you get ZK on the bat phone? Thank you, man. We're going to ask ZK personally. What's up, ZK? How you doing, buddy? So other than that, there was a mint today going on with the what was it called? The Bindo's XP.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Bindo's XP.
There was some FUD on that. They were FUD on that it was could be stolen art or derivative art. Derivative is fine.
Stolen by
I don't think
Windows.
derivatives are
I don't
fine.
know.
I don't like derivatives.
No, there was a project that looked similar to, but
Okay.
I think all derivatives are bearish.
yeah, but that that means sons and daughters are bearish because of the original parents.
Oh, fuck.
So, but other than that, by that logic, but then an hour later it minted out in 10 minutes. 2,500 collection
Wait, for
I
how
mean, that's the
much?
thing, dude. The more
for
FUD,
0.00023.
the more FUD, the better, dude. If people are fudding things, that's attention that you can't, that's advertisement you can't pay for, right? Like, so that's as soon as people start fudding something, I'm like, okay, where can I buy it?
Yeah,
That's pretty
where
much
can
it.
I buy it? But other than that, I mean, like, people aren't slowing down. Is this the time to drop projects, or is this the time to slow down and wait for market rotation?
I don't know, man. I mean, what do you think, Boo?
I was gonna say there's this annoying argument that people make where it's like if you wait for market conditions to get better before you drop a project, you're a rugger. I don't agree with that at all. I'm like, bro, if no one's interested right now, like a lot of people are feeling down bad, like when it comes to runes, when it comes to ordinals. I mean, like we've been through this, we go through cycles. It's literally like the scales of time where it's like, oh, we're all the way up. And we're all the way down, but somehow we consolidate a little around the range of like the last one. We're all the way up, and then we go up again until we see Bitcoin like actually start pushing again. Like, first off, people are extremely fucking spoiled. I think a lot of people forget that Bitcoin was literally 20K in February. That was like 4 months ago. It's like, for me, it feels like time has gone by extremely fast. But then when I say that, I'm like, wait, it's only been 4 months since the ETF got approved, and Bitcoin ran up 20K to 60K in a month.
Chad, are you saying VVD is doing an ordinal?
What is VVD?
Vincent Van Doe.
Oh.
Or did you misspell DVD? And are you watching Netflix somewhere far off?
Do they even?
Are you dead?
How do we get DVDs anymore?
DVDs?
Yeah.
DVD.
What was the question? Like, is it too, like, should you drop a project? Oh, anyways, right now, so Bitcoin's at like 66K. It's not really making moves.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've kind of became a prisoner as a space and ecosystem as a whole, where if there is no Bitcoin price action, everything is really stagnant right now. But the moment that Bitcoin starts like moving and breaking all-time high, like when was the first runes run we had until runes dropped? It was when Bitcoin made the break for 72K. That's when runes started really running again. And market kind of like took a step back, was breathing, and now things are dead again. And what's going to happen when Bitcoin makes the run back to 80K? What's going to happen when it consolidates there? What's going to happen when it makes the run to 100K? Like, there's a lot of catalysts. And I feel like these are good swing trades because I've been, like, observing them.
Vincent Van Doe, you dropping on ordinals. Boom, boom. You heard it right here in the chat, or you saw it in the chat. Chad,
Guys,
thank
I don't
you.
know who Vincent Van Doe is.
Vincent Van Doe,
Dropping or collecting ordinals, we don't know.
but he said both.
No, I think it was like a question.
No, it's a VVD dropping or collecting ordinals. Began is asking BG. Both.
I mean, it'd be cool
Whoa.
if he was collecting. Like,
Yeah, both. I just like the fact that he's probably doing a ones drop. Sorry, I'm shilling Chad's wonderful art drop.
Yeah, we show for him because he's not here right now.
Yeah, baby, we shoot your bags. What was I gonna say?
We got Chad back.
I think it's okay to listen. A lot of these companies, these NFT companies, whatever, digital artifact companies, they're startups, right? Depends, but it's different than maybe Web 2 startups where they want to build. I mean, even Web 2 startups, they're not making a return in the first year or two, maybe 3, if they're making a return at all.
Yeah.
A lot of those go to zero in general. Same here, though. Couldn't you drop any time depending on what size collection you want, what you're building? Like, are you just always just playing the hype cycle and then trying to deliver every week or every month on something rather than just going like, we've got time, we're not going anywhere, let's just build for years and start that way?
I think it's a catch-22, right? I think when it comes to, when you release, whether you're releasing in a dead time or like a hype cycle time, it's like, like if you're releasing during a hype cycle, then obviously your project is probably going to be a little bit more liquid and have a higher likelihood of actually mooning, right?
I think it's good for
Which
your
is what
community
people
if you
want.
wait.
Yeah, but then
There's no harm in not waiting.
Yeah, but then it could come across like a little bit disingenuous, I guess. But like at the end of the day, it's like if you're like dropping in a dead cycle, it's like people are gonna bitch at you for not having.
People are gonna bitch no matter what. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter.
Yeah, people are gonna complain.
I think all projects,
Everyone's a critic.
every single project, if you're not known and you come to Ordinals, it should be free. That's like you can't even
Yeah,
launch
give
it.
us free airdrops.
It's just got to be free. I'm not even talking about like it's got to be free. And if it doesn't pass that free test, like it mints out whatever, and you're not a community, then you know it's dead, right?
so
Like you
spoiled
can't
for that, bro.
you can't extract at all, but you can create liquidity based on whatever's happening in the week or two post mint or whatever if it mints out. And the test is, do you have the resilience to be able to last like a motherfucker is supposed to last? To me, that's my opinion on that. I don't know.
Did you guys claim pizza? Did we talk about pizza last week?
Oh,
Pizza-
dude.
is that-
We didn't talk about pizza last
Okay,
week.
so
I tried to
pizza,
get
so pizza, okay, so pizza. Since speaking of drop free shit, so we get free money because Troy's spoiled as fuck. I'm also spoiled as fuck. Speaking of the space being spoiled as fuck,
Okay.
if you use Unisat wallet, at all at like times and made transactions on Unisat, you're able to claim pizza. You said you claimed a lot of pizzas. There was
Yeah.
there were pizzas we were able to claim. I missed it because I was just.
How did you miss it, dude? You're like the big
Dude, I know. I was in the lab. I was like, there's times where I'm like, I really gotta get
probably
shit
getting
done.
a tattoo, probably getting a haircut.
No,
probably-
I think I remember like I missed this claim. I was working on the Wanko AI meme bot, and I was just like fucking zone. I was like locked in. I was like, bro, I need to capture
you were
this.
going
Also,
to 1000x on Mango Manca, bro.
Also, I kind of feel like a lot of people thought that the BRC20 meta was dead, right? And there's a lot of people that like even claim the pizza, and they were like, "Oh, I feel dirty even having BRC20s." And I get it, but like I've been talking about how BRC20s are going to possibly be having an update here soon, and those updates, if they can push them before Runes pushes their updates, we could start to see BRC20s start taking off a lot quicker than Runes.
I think that
So
would
it's
be
something
good.
to keep an eye out.
Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think they both should exist, and I think they should be playing against each other.
Absolutely.
I think that we're gay
Competition
bears
is
if we
good.
think that the Bitcoin on-chain ecosystem cannot like handle more than one like, token protocol. Whereas you have Ethereum or you have Solana, or mostly Ethereum, where you have Base, you have L1, you have Base, you have Blast, and like all these different things where like a bunch of coins are running. Like it's okay to like live in conjunction. I still think that when it comes to BRC20 or Runes, I think just like as a fucking tech nerd, Runes are the superior protocol. But there is one thing that BRC20 will always have over Runes, and it's the one thing that I think will make them permanently last.
Are you listening, Casey?
And it's that BRC20 is the reason that Ordi dropped. BRC20 is the reason we have everything going on right now. BRC20 is the reason that we got a lot of mass liquidity during when Binance listed Ordi, and that came in, and a lot of external liquidity flew in. It's like, at the end of the day, like even if BRC20 isn't adopted as like a wide token standard, and I feel like it still is, it's like there's a lot of token protocols. We still have Track ecosystem, which has coins that are mooners,
Yeah.
and just like a lot of things being built, especially early on. But I think that BRC20 lasts as a protocol to champion Ordi and to support Ordi. And like that would be, if anything, if there is a reason that BRC20 lives and it's not mass adopted, like it will be used to historically preserve Ordi. Because if Ordi gets transported to, or if Ordi gets converted to a Runes, Ordi becomes useless in my opinion.
Well, Jen made a good comment up here. She said, yes, but Runes data saved on-chain where BRC20 isn't. Now, here is the bullish case scenario for BRC20s in, response to that comment, Jen, is BRC20s can, as of right now, kind of like move almost to like a layer 2 kind of platform, which would make it easier for the blockchain to actually like handle the load of heavy liquid trading. In
I
these.
don't know. I feel like that's bearish too, though, because it's like, well, I don't know. I feel like BRC20 data is on-chain. It's just the indexer that's not on-chain.
What is Beacon? What do you mean by it's still a hack? Like it's a good hack, or it's like
It's
you're
like
a hack.
Like it's like whatever.
I think it's a sleeper. I think that's what he's talking about, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Also, I would never fade Domo. Like, Domo is pretty determined, man.
No,
He's
Domo's
got
a go.
some-
I'm not fading Domo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying when it comes to
No, I wouldn't. I would never fade the silent and deadly.
Because it's like, but the thing that makes me, I mean, what do you guys feel about the Lightning Network? Like, before I say this statement, like, what are initial perspective or viewpoints on the Lightning Network in general? Because I know there's debates where it's like, oh, Lightning Network is fucked, it's gonna be useless, but like, it's still widely used. Exchanges like the Lightning Network, and I know really, really, really smart genius devs who are constantly working on the Lightning Network and doing improvements.
I think for any like layer 2s that are going to be operating with Bitcoin, I think there's only going to be a handful of winners that we just need to be paying attention to, that are going to be the like, they're just going to be
in terms of Bitcoin layer 2s.
Yeah, they're just, we're going to need them, even though a lot of people who are just like maxis on Bitcoin, we just don't need
I like
them.
Lightning. I think it's really cool. I think it's very, very useful.
I like it when I'm going, damn, I just got it that quick. Like that, there's value to that. there's value to the fact that you can get your Bitcoin like transferred to sent to you just like that. So you can go, damn, I don't have to wait 10 minutes, maybe 30 minutes for this trade because I need some more liquidity because I've been over leveraged in other projects. I can just get it to my wallet and then transact.
What do you feel about Lightning?
Lightning, I haven't been paying attention that much.
Okay, so kind of just like net neutral on it.
Yeah.
So I like Lightning because it's like instant transactions, and there's a really interesting section. So people talk about like crypto gaming. No one has ever really mentioned that there is literally a company. Actually, no. Danny DZ and Vibes God from DZ Labs like have talked about this, and this is how I know about it. But there is a gaming compartment of the Lightning L2 section called like ZBD, or I think it's like ZBD or something. And there's literally mobile games. There's just games in general that are integrated with the Lightning system, and it allows like on the Lightning layer 2, like payments through gaming, and it's instantaneous, so it makes the gameplay super smooth while you're actually handling real currency. That makes me super bullish on just the Lightning Network and the fact that there is a great possibility for gaming on Bitcoin. But what makes me hyper bullish in this possibility is the reason why I like Runes way more than BRC20 is because the way that Runes was set up, and Casey said this, and it's just possible through the tech, because Runes are UTXO based and BRC20s are not. BRC20s are built on top of a meta protocol, while Runes themselves are UTXO based. They could be lifted up into the Lightning Network, and then you could have instantaneous trading of Runes on the Lightning Network. There was one person that was working on building it that I know of. I think it does require work from the Lightning Network's end, but it's entirely possible. And I think if we see that would be really sick.
Yeah.
And there's like one kind of perspective I see where it's like, well, Solana is so well known for shitcoin trading. What happens when a Bitcoin L2 is faster than Solana?
Yeah,
in that case.
We don't. I'd be like, what did you just say? Because I've never heard of Solongo.
Solongo?
I'd be like, Solong. There you go.
Go?
No, I can't hate on Solana too much.
I like
started
Solana.
there, baby. I started there, baby.
I like
Never
trading
forget
shitters
you,
on Solana.
Heart.
I love the cesspool of it.
I love the cesspool of it.
Jesus.
Porn. Internet was made for porn.
Jesus.
I never watched.
I finished my rant. I don't know if you guys had comments to add on to it. I finished my statement.
That's the word that this is like, but VVD baby. VVD sounds like a vicious.
It does sound like VD.
VVD.
I mean, yeah.
But Opcat, dude, I love.
Do you have no
Opcat.
comments on anything I just said?
I already commented earlier, but I'll double back. I'll double back.
Runes on Lightning Network.
Yeah, dude.
Instantaneous rune trading.
Yeah,
I mean, that sounds bullish. I'm down.
Okay,
We
cool.
just need the updates, right?
I was calmed by your take that I moved on to the Solongo.
Okay, word.
That was my take. Like I wouldn't based on that was the take, bro.
Oh.
When you said that, I was like, it's like what's Solana? Like you know what I mean?
Okay,
that's
I
what
got you. Who's Solana?
No, but I respect.
Never met her.
I respect that you wanted a response.
Okay, no, I was
You know
making
what I
sure. I was just making sure. You said Opcat on Xverse.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, BG brought it up. I think BG's trying to coach along the production of this fucking show. Look at this fucking technical shit. Look at this, baby. Little green
My
screen.
home.
Put that over there. Is that
BTC
music?
10 bit.
Yeah,
Our
so-
wallet has 10 Bitcoin.
Well, who has
That's
10 Bitcoin?
crazy. Look, the wallet right here.
Yeah.
Wait, hide the seed phrase. What the fuck?
Dude, that's sexy, man. You just make that? The technical stuff. I'm lost. I feel like I'm just watching TV. Dude, like, who's not bullish on Opcat? Who's bullish on Opcat?
I like Opcat.
I
I like
think everybody's
Catalyst for the
bullish.
Bitcoin ecosystem that
Yeah.
establishes building and changes the core of how it works and makes everything so much better and brings in so much liquidity. And builders. It's great.
without a doubt. Oh, and like 1,000x on security. 1,000x on security. That's what we need.
And apparently, it's the update. We need to actually make Runes protocol a lot more liquid.
And we need to
I
keep.
mean, I'm
we need
down
to
with that.
protect
Pump my
Udi at all.
bags.
Sorry, the last
No,
part.
no, I said just pump my bags, baby. You know.
Yeah, pump our bags. That's the only
100%.
bags that are concerned is our bags and your bags. So everybody's bags. Is that we need to protect Udi at all costs. Make sure that he keeps tweeting. Make sure that he keeps developing. Make sure that he keeps a sense of humor. And Udi.
Keep the cult strong.
Man, we had a conversation. Sorry, this is like low key off topic. It's so like related to Udi. This is just funny. But I think I was talking. Who was I talking to? I was talking to someone. I think one of you guys or a homie. Where it's like, who are the feds in the crypto space? Like, I think it's you. Like, you're talking about like who's really a fed in the space.
Oh,
or, like,
yeah?
Or no. It was one of my holders. It was one of my holders.
I was like,
When I was in Lisbon, we were just talking. He's like, bro, who's a Fed in this space? Like, who do you think would be a Fed in the ordinal space? For some reason, no harm, not attacking Udi, but like when he said who's a Fed in the, like who's an undercover Fed in the, in the ordinal space, I was like, fuck, I feel like Udi. That was just the first thought that came in my head. And that was like the only thought that came in my head.
I mean, if you look at
So
like,
Udi, if you're a Fed, like I love you.
if you,
I'm just gonna
do
put it this
everything
way:
you-
I will not touch that subject. Sorry, like I'm not gonna.
Am I not supposed to talk about it? Is it bad?
I mean,
I just think it's funny.
yeah, it is funny. But
Okay.
like, I'm
well,
also not
I'll say
touching that
this.
subject.
Well, he kind of scares me, but I wanted to talk about like if you've ever watched, like classic thriller, mystery, suspense like movies, it's like usually the most likely person that you wouldn't think is the thing you don't want to talk about.
So
is
Udi's the red herring?
is the thing that like
I'm 98% sure that Troy is a Fed.
I'm fed up, bitch.
There we go.
I'm fed up,
Say it with your chest.
Bert Gord.
Bigger.
98%. What's that 2%?
Yeah.
What's my 2%?
Why? What's the 2% that he's not a Fed?
Hey guys, I swipe right on everyone on Bumble and DC.
See, Jen is actually bringing Feds to this.
No,
space.
but
Oh, I know
if-
what she actually does.
if we have feds that have been propped up in the last 3 years on spaces that we have come to know as just regular people or influencers or whatever, they've already been bought.
No,
They've
I don't
already
think
been
anyone
bought.
in the Ordinals
They-
protocol is
they-
a Fed.
You think so?
No, there's definitely.
I
some
mean,
Feds
what
here,
about
but
the
I'm
CI
not just talking
Listen,
about it.
What about-
I'll just put it this way: the most valuable asset class in the world right now is Bitcoin, and a lot of foreign agents or foreign countries have their vested interests in essentially the success of Bitcoin long term, right? And they want to hold Bitcoin on their books. A lot of people are backing their countries with Bitcoin, like. Do you really think they're going to just let a bunch of fucking dumb punks come in and print a bunch of JPEGs and just make a fuckload of Bitcoin, like without them kind of being involved in it or overseeing it in some way?
No,
shape, or
no,
form?
of course not.
Absolutely not. So,
No.
I mean, there we
I mean,
go.
unless it
Answer your
came
question.
unexpectedly and
No,
like they didn't
it's-
have time to come in before like all the retardios came in, like us.
Yeah.
Dude, it's gonna be. Dude, this world is set up like. This world is already. We have parents, and they only tell us 5% of the information they share between each other, right? And even though we know they're lying, right? Even though we know they're lying, they still gotta come out looking good, even though they know that you don't believe them, and that's just how the way the world's set up.
Yeah.
So.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like there's nothing we can really do about it, except for like be mindful of it and like fuck it.
The
whatever. We're
best
just
way to
on for the
Cool.
ride.
no,
Cool.
the best
Yeah.
way to argue with the government and the IRS, which I've done many times, is
this is
that
awful.
you let them know and you write letters and I've been called to the office. Believe me, I beat all my audits, and I just basically let them know that I'm playing the same game when I do my taxes that you are.
How does that way? Okay, wait.
That's all I'll say about that. I'll say about that. We could talk at IRL Alpha at the bar, and but I don't give a fuck because you ain't getting me. I do above board. I'm playing the same game you are, the game that you created. I just know, and they know it because everything they make that they created out of thin air, it's already a net positive for them every step of the way. Even if you owe them $500, but you only give them $1, that's still $1 that they created out of thin air twice. You know what I mean?
I do not know how I got on this show.
I am not affiliated on the
with
show. This
anybody
is
in
not
this show.
financial
Yes,
advice.
That's
Ian
the 2%.
said that. I've never.
Chad, that's the 2%, baby.
Bro did all that for a 2% layup.
Let's go.
Okay, see, now it's
basically-
like 95%.
I'm basically going again. I wouldn't pass a gun. Jen, I wouldn't fold under questioning. But that's basically an answer to the 2% against what Chad believes as me being a Fed with his 98% sort
Okay,
of
so
theory.
98%. Troy's not a Fed.
My
Vegan said, I never
98.
got a match on Bumble. I think I should remove that I'm an AI crypto bro from my bio.
Yeah.
I should remove it too. I have
So,
no matches.
stablecoin,
I got banned
Becca
from
Nakamoto,
Tinder
where
because
we
I
at?
used it for my
RBF.
Coinbase referral fees. You have 50 people referred from Tinder for Coinbase. Yo, that's actually onboarding.
Yo, let's talk about RBF woes and LIFO for a second. LIFO, FIFO, LIFO, FIFO. LIFO, FIFO is the people's champion. There's a lot of people's champion here. LIFO, FIFO, his Room Blaster site. You can
LIFO's the
basically,
goat.
it's open for anybody to use right now for this 3 million allocation of GOB based on you using the snipe tool, which if you do snipe and you get beat, you don't actually lose your money, which I think is fantastic.
So wait, if I use Rune Blaster to snipe transactions, I get GOB or I'm eligible for GOB rewards?
I think you're eligible for GOB rewards, if I'm not mistaken, Lifo FIFO. Lifo FIFO.
Okay.
Lifo
That's cool.
FIFO.
How do you guys feel about GOB?
I have it, and for some reason, I like to pay attention to what Bless talks about, and I like to pay attention to what Lifo talks about. Bless has good takes. He did something with his art where you could like take some GOB and burn it for some art.
That was
so
cool.
like, Bless, he doesn't really, he jokes around a lot, but he's always has good takes, and he just has interesting stuff. So I always pay attention to that. And other than that, I tried to play the game. I couldn't pay attention to it when they first came out. I don't have time for that. So, I got the airdrops in several wallets, and I was just like, I just let them die or whatever they did. I haven't even checked, but I knew I have GOB token, and I like to use Rune Blaster because the RBF woes, man. There's people that hate that shit, but I like RBF, but if I'm not losing my money, I like that because when I minted 9, I tried to mint Epic like 9 times. I lost all that money on Luminex.
Cool.
Like you didn't get that back. You don't get that money
Oh,
back.
because when you mint and you don't make the mint, you lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
when
hate
you
that
snipe
part.
and you don't hit the snipe, you don't lose money.
Yeah, that sucks.
You don't lose a Bitcoin.
That sucks dick.
You said Lifo's goated. I'm still waiting for sniper ability to be fixed. I don't know if markets are working on it. I heard markets were working on it. And if they do, that would be fantastic. Do you guys have anything left?
No, I don't. And that's basically it. This is Elmo Sabes. And this is Butoshi, the fucking king of the mountain, man. I'm the king of Suckballs Mountain, but this guy's
King of Suckball Mountain.
Suckball
See you
Mountain.
tonight at
Suck at the
IRL
balls.
Alpha.
Hello, how are you?
7
This is
p.m.
his
IRL Alpha
Suck a
account. Tune
dick.
in 7 p.m.
Ordinals